I know you guys are all waiting for how much I actually scored in those exams. I scored 3. Just woke up. It's 5:30 a.m. and yeah, I have TOEFL in 4 hours. Today is 25th of January and in 1 hour I have my TOEFL at home session. So this is my desk setup for the exam. So I've cleaned up my room, set everything up, like removed everything from the table and put it on there. More than 1 arm's reach, that's the limit. And this thing is my invention. I'll talk more about this once the exam is done. So okay, this is so many days later. I had to wait for the results to come in, so I have legitimacy in saying whatever I'm about to say next. And got so busy with the semester starting, and just look at the time, it's 2:13 a.m. So this is the only time I can properly find to record videos. I'll just rapidly go through the basic stats of GRE. GRE is conducted by ETS. GRE and TOEFL are conducted by ETS in India. Every year, this number of people write the exam. GRE contains 2 sections, quant and verbal. They are alternative, like there are 5 sections in the exam. Starts with either quant or verbal, and the next one will be alternatively quant, verbal, quant, verbal, quant, or verbal, quant, verbal, quant, verbal. Either way. So that's 2 ways, and TOEFL contains 4 sections: reading, listening, speaking, and writing parts. So each contains 30 marks, so total 120 marks. Both around take 4 hours to complete the exam. These are the basic stats. None of you really care. So let's go. Now with the basics done, truthfully, I cannot say I have never prepared for GRE, though 100% I can say I have never prepared for TOEFL. Oh, so long back, in 2021 March, when I was still in 3rd year and we are still stuck at home because of lockdowns, my mom forcefully enrolled me in a coaching center called Mahania Princeton Review. People might have heard of it, only because my neighbor's kid was already preparing for the exam and I was sitting there at home Bewars. That guy was a senior to me, like he's 1 year senior, and he's preparing in March of 2021. Okay, that's a different story anyway. But yeah, I agreed to go to that coaching center only because that was the only opportunity I could get out of the house legally. My parents are so damn strict with the regulations of lockdown and stuff. I did not even go outside for a jog for almost a year in that time. Like, okay, that was a horrible time. Right. I even opted for the physical classes so that I can meet other people. That was my outlet. Okay, so I went and sat for my first GRE class. I opted for the weekend classes, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday it was in the evening 5 to 8, and Sundays it was morning 10 to 12, 10 to 1 or something like that in the morning. So the first class was a verbal reasoning class. It went fine. I was too excited about meeting other people than actually learning anything. So the next day, Sunday, it was quant class, and the excitement came down a bit, and I started to see what exactly was going on there. Instead of solving questions, he's finding answers, like using the elimination method. Is that how you solve questions? That teacher, that idiot, had no sense of okay. no ranting. 3 hours I have to bear with that nonsense. The teacher, whose aim was to complete one module, it had 200 questions or odd, he explained 5 questions and asked us to solve the rest of the 195 questions while he sat there like watching TikTok or something. So he made us solve 195 questions in the next 3 hours. No, not solve. Find answers, in his words. So basically, he eliminated the answers based on it. This is not possible, this is not possible, this is not possible. Is that how you solve quantitative questions in GRE? Or even for basic mathematics, he was using elimination method, right? I solved the questions using proper mathematics, sat there staring at the wall for 2 hours. The previous day, the verbal guy told us to do a mock test. In that, I got 317 odd marks. So everyone else in the class was around 170s, 180s, max 200. Then I realized what kind of crowd I am in and how much money I wasted. 20k gone. I went for 2 more classes and the same thing happened. I completed the modules and stared at the wall for the rest of the time. And that guy scrolling on his TikTok. I stopped going altogether. And you know, April of 2021, what happened, and my connection with the outside world completely cut for the next 3 months. The thing with my TOEFL exam was, it wasn't supposed to happen. I was supposed to write the IELTS exam. I wrote GRE in December, went home for winter vacation, and in January the third wave started. I had to rush back to college very prematurely. I made a different video, I'll put it in the I button there. So I was stuck here with my exam date approaching. I asked my college authorities to let me go out for a day. They did not allow it because we were stuck in a bio bubble, so no outside contact for that period of time. I booked the slot way back in November, so I couldn't even expect this to happen. The next IELTS slot I could book it for was in March, and most of the deadlines for applying for colleges would have passed by then. So I had to think immediately of doing what next. So I immediately booked a TOEFL slot. Then I paid a $40 extra late fee and wrote the exam the very next day. So I literally did not have any time to prepare. I wrote the exam the next morning where the video started. Because of this shift from IELTS to TOEFL, there are some colleges which I cannot apply for now because they only take IELTS. That's why I chose IELTS in the first place. So bad luck. Before going further, there are few ETS at home testing requirements you need to follow. Just take a look. The equipment and environment requirements. So the computer requirement with the desktop, Chromebook, PC, Mac, or whatever the requirements, browser requirements. Just go through those before the exam. That is necessary. I kind of did a mistake with that before the GRE exam. Speaker, microphone, and the tabletop setting, and that's more important actually. That's why my table was shifted the other way around when the video started. My backside should be facing the door, and there are some requirements you just need to check out. Note making requirements, the note making requirement, I made an invention with that. I'll just show you. So for security purposes, you are only allowed to have a small desktop whiteboard with erasable marker. So basically, I took a plank and stuck A4 sheets on it so that the background is white, and wrapped the whole plank with tape. That made the plank erasable with that marker which I normally use on the whiteboard. That's it. I do suggest go through the examination requirements beforehand. There are some browser equipment check downloads and stuff like that you need to download beforehand. That's ETS browser which you need to download. Just do those requirements, done. That's it. There's basic nothing else to worry about. The same rules follow for both both the ETS tests, which are GRE and TOEFL. Both of them have the same rules, so it's easy. It's okay. If you know one, you know the other. The essence of this conversation is, before you spend money on those stupid coaching classes, think if you really need them. My mom impulsively pushed me into them, and 20-25k absolutely gone waste, right? So think, guys, think if you really need them. I know you guys are all waiting for how much I actually scored in those exams. I scored 325 marks in GRE, and that is and full marks in quant, actually 170 out of 170, 155 in verbal. Writing those exams without preparation is not anything about me saying, oh, I am so great, I don't need to prepare for anything. I have been preparing for these exams for whole life, actually. I read hell lot of books and I am in bits, man. I don't think I need anything, any training for quant. Could I have scored more with preparation? Maybe I could have, definitely. But what's the point? There's literally no difference between scoring 320 and 330. None of the colleges actually care if you have scored more than 310 or 305, because I have friends who have gotten into Ivy League colleges with much less score than I have. So if anybody who is actually saying you need to score 325, 327 or else you are not going to get into the college, they're absolutely bullshitting you, man. If your CV is good enough, none of the colleges care. This is just a threshold, man. These exams don't determine anything. They don't determine your skill, they don't determine your capacity, they don't determine any damn shit. These are just relics of the past, actually. And to say, none of the colleges I have applied for actually asked my GRE score. So I think I've wasted even more money on GRE. Your CV matters. If that is good, that's it. Nothing else matters. TOEFL is a bit different, actually. You need to have a minimum requirements in all of the sections to qualify for their English requirements. If you meet them, nothing above it matters. So the highest score needed for any of the colleges which I applied for is 95, and I got 106. So, and this are the sections marks individually. The speaking part is kind of skewed because I fucked up. I know, like while doing the exam, I could tell, this is screwed. I've done something bullshit. So okay, that was my mistake. Rest all, it's okay. What I'm actually saying is, if anybody is saying that you need to have this much of score, this much of score in GRE, this much of score in TOEFL, IELTS, all this bullshit, na. If you meet the requirements of the college, na, that's it. The amount of effort it takes to increase the score at the top level, na, is so high, and the amount of time it takes is not required, actually. If you reach that top 90%, it does not matter and all. Okay, this does not apply for all the rest of the 80% bottom. I'm only talking about the top 20. So take my words with a grain of salt. If you need to prepare for the exams, prepare. Don't blame me for telling you not to prepare for the exams. What I'm saying is, don't take wrong decisions like cheating or something like that to get more marks, because it's not worth it. If you get caught while cheating, the consequences are way stronger. Actually, you will get banned for 3 years, and you won't get a visa, nonsense. Like, it will be a black mark on your record, and that's not necessary. Okay, that's it. That's all I have to say for today. And if you find there are a lot of cuts in this today's video, because the throat infection I talked about in the last video, turns out it is the starting point of COVID. I got infected, I tested positive, the last 1 week I suffered. That's why I couldn't put a video much earlier. Like, I started the video long back, and I got screwed over. So the cuts are because I was coughing. I couldn't even properly tell a sentence without coughing. So there are so many cuts like this. Now I'm fine. Just remnants of those throat infection, cough is there. I tested negative, so it's all right. Okay, if you guys like the video, just like, share, subscribe, all the stuff, and I'll leave my Instagram link in the description. If you want to talk, just DM me there. Do comment anything if you have any doubts, anything more you want to know about this topic, or suggestions for the next one. I will see you next time. Adios.